Hello class 7 student. Today I am going to discuss about the remaining part of the chapter, that is the element of weather and climate. In the last class we discussed about the various systems of temperature that affects the insolation of the earth surface, and also the how latitudes and altitudes decide the insulated heat, decide the difference of the temperature of the earth surface. We also discussed about the advection and convection. So in this class we discussed about the wind system in this video. So let's start. We know that there are different types of wind systems over the earth surface. The first one is the primary, which we can call as planetary wind system. The second one is secondary, like cyclone, anticyclone, etc. And tertiary includes the local wind. Tertiary include the local wind, which we discuss about the which we will discuss about here. Here, this primary wind depends on various activities like the global pressure belt that we will describe. Here, the global pressure belt depends on the latitudinal difference of the earth surface. If you see, the middle portion is the at or near the equator we are having a tropical area. Here we are having low pressure area, and here this is the subtropical area. We are having the high pressure area, subtropical and having high pressure. And again in the polar area, if you go to the nearest edge of the earth, near the pole, we are having polar area, which are having considerably high atmospheric pressure. Here we know that from high pressure to low pressure, air start blowing, because in the high air pressure the air pressure is higher and dense, and it start blowing from the higher places to the lower area, and this affect the planetary wind system of the earth surface. And also there is one more factors in determining the planetary wind systems over the earth surface, which is permanent. This thing is that it is because of the earth's rotation of the rotation on its own axis. It is because of this rotation from west to east there is a force that act upon the earth surface. This force is called centrifugal force. Centrifugal force. This centrifugal force was first identified by Sir Gaspar de Coriolis. So because of this centrifugal force that has been discovered by Sir Gaspar de Coriolis, this force can be termed as Coriolis force. It is because of the Coriolis force the wind that are blowing from the higher latitude to the lower latitude, the wind start blowing in an anti-clockwise direction in the northern hemisphere and clockwise direction in the southern hemisphere. It is because of this clockwise and anti-clockwise direction we are having the secondary type of cyclone type of wind system, that is cyclone. So the term is like this: deflection of the wind system, which is due to the centrifugal force, that is the Coriolis force, and is discovered by Sir Gaspar de Coriolis, a famous geographer, and it is because of this it is called as Coriolis force, and this determine the cyclone. So here, as there is the law that is the wind that is reflected in the anti-clockwise direction in the northern hemisphere and clockwise direction in the southern hemisphere. That means the cyclone which moves in anti-clockwise, and in the southern hemisphere it is clockwise. So it is because of this law is called as Farrell's law. Sir Farrell was also one of an important famous geographer who first brought the term of this, has identified discovered the deflection of wind. Due to deflection of winds, the cyclone moves in this anti-clockwise direction and clockwise direction here, and this is happening, it is because of the rotational force of the earth. Then again, because of this rotational force of the earth, the climate and weather of a place is determined, and it is because of the climate of a place in determined we are experiencing various system of wind. Now in your textbook there are terms of wind that we call as tertiary wind. Wind system, tertiary wind, and this wind can be said as local wind. Local wind. Here the local wind comprises two type of wind, land breeze and the sea breeze. Land breeze and this is very important, and this we experience, these types of wind we experience as coastal experience in the coastal area. So always remember that land breeze and sea breeze are not occurring in the same period of time, they are occurring in different time in different places. So here we will discuss about sea breeze. If we take a surface area, that is, this is the sea and this is land. The land contains of various topographical features like hills, mountains, plains, plateaus, land, forests are there, peoples are constructing their houses in their places, buildings are there. In this way, lands are covered by various topographical features of the earth surface, though man-made or natural. Here, during the daytime, when the sun is blowing over the surface of the earth, the land surface tends to heat faster than the sea surface. So as land surface heats up, the air above the land surface is also heated up. As it heats up, its density decreases and it becomes light and start moving upwards. As the wind over the land surface start moving upwards, low density start forming over this land area. Now the main thing is that land surface heats up quickly than the sea. Then during the daytime, considerably that the sea surface is quite cooler than the land surface. As it cools, the density is high here. The density is higher, and here as the low density emerges out, wind start blowing from the sea surface to the land surface. So it is blowing from sea surface, this wind is blowing from sea to land, so it is called as sea breeze. So this is the phenomena of sea breeze that is occurs. But we know that the sea surface also heats up, but not quickly like land, and it takes time for the sea surface to heat up because the sun rays penetrates towards the water, through the water. Now let's discuss about land breeze. In a land breeze, as we see in the coastal area, we are having the sea, the same topography, and also land, hills and mountains are there, trees, forest, vegetations are there. But land breeze occurs during the night time. You have seen that during the daytime, land surface heats up quickly, air temperature increases, air pressure decreases, and it starts rising up. So considerably the sea surface has high air pressure, so air from high pressure area to the low pressure area start moving. So it is opposite. As evening comes, I says that I have already mentioned that land surface start heating up quickly, and also it start cooling quickly in comparison with the sea. Till then the sea is warmer in comparison to the land surface during the evening time, because land tends to decrease its temperature quickly. So at this regard, the sea surface is quite warmer than the land surface. Here the land, as it cools up, the air density increases in comparison to the sea. Why? Because the sea, from the sea surface, air start rising up, forming a low density area. As that is forming a low density area, air from the high density area, that is from the land to the sea, start moving. That means wind start blowing from land surface to the sea. So in this regard, as it start moving, wind start moving from land to the sea, it is called wind. As it is called wind, so we are experiencing land breeze during the night time. So always when there is a diagram to mention it, sea breeze occurs during the daytime by showing the sun in the sky, and land breeze by showing the moon in the sky. In this way, land breeze and sea breeze, the phenomena of land breeze and sea breeze can be seen over the surface of the earth. As it regards to it, we know that the velocity of the wind differ according to the area of high pressure area and low pressure area. We know that, suppose this is a high pressure area, and this is the low pressure area. If we draw a line from the high pressure area to the low pressure area, this line can be termed as pressure gradient. Pressure gradient. So as its term is a pressure gradient, it depends on the pressure gradients, more high, lesser low. So in this case, the pressure gradient, the wind start blowing from high pressure area to low pressure area. But when the pressure is lower and it is higher, then the inclination of the pressure gradients increased, the pressure gradient increase, and the velocity increase. But if the difference between the high pressure area and the low pressure area, the air pressure, is lesser, the velocity decreases, because the pressure difference is different and it is not so much, and the pressure gradients, the sloping is lesser. So in this way we are experiencing high velocity wind and low velocity wind. It is because of this storm can be experienced over the surface of the earth. So for the time being that I have discussed this chapter, I hope that you will understand, and if you find any difficulty, do share your questions in the WhatsApp group. I will be helpful that if you have understood the chapters or not, if you ask the question. And in regards to this video, I hope so that you will share to the other students. Thank you for the time being.